Okay, so as you can see there, we've got a Mercedes that's outside the workshop. Customers complaining that they cannot get reverse, first and second. We had a look at the car and obviously we can't get it. It's not in the gear linkage. It's actually, we reckon it's internal in the gearbox. So we've got it up on the ramp, dropped the gearbox down, and then had a look at it on the ground. And again, we cannot get gear. This car's a rear wheel drive, so it's internal. They do give issues with this happening to the C200s, or sorry, the E200s. And the 220s as well. So we're going to send this gearbox, this little gearbox here, we're going to send this off to a gearbox specialist and see what they find. I'm not going to get involved in stripping the gearbox down. Give it to someone who does it every day and they'll get it done quicker than I will. So let's see what they find and hopefully it's nothing major. Okay, so we have the gearbox back from the gearbox shop. We sent it up the Red Cow gearbox. So they found a problem obviously inside the gearbox with the actual fork. There's a part that breaks off on the fork, so they've replaced it. A new one's gone in, so now we can get 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. This is where it actually goes into the fork. This goes onto the fork and it connects up to your gear stick. So this is all back to all done and back together. All we need to do is fill it full of gear oil. That's why I have the bung still out to remind me. So we'll put this, fill it full of gear oil, and should be ready to go back in, and customers should be happy and get them back on the road. So that's the gearbox end of it sorted. Now we'll move to the clutch and the flywheel, because that's a different story. Okay, so here's our clutch kit. You've got the release bearing here, and then your clutch, your pressure plate, and your disc back there. So the old one was roasted, so it needs that. Moving on to the dual mass flywheel. This is a brand dual mass flywheel. As you can see here, you've got movement left to right in it. The tolerance is 50mm. Air one is at 30mm, but you shouldn't have any play top to bottom from going up and down. Air car has play going top to bottom, so it needs to be replaced. So it's turned a bit of an expensive bill, but if you didn't go ahead and put this stuff in, what will be happening is eventually it's going to go and you're going to be taking it all back out and spending all the labor and the cost of doing this. So you're kind of saving on money, but it's a big bill up front. So yeah, this will get them sorted. Last thing you want is this dual mass flywheel going just as you come up to Christmas. That would be a nightmare. Great. Okay, we've got the C200 back up on the ramp. The gearbox is about to go in, but we're replacing the dual mass flywheel. So this is the dual mass flywheel here. We've marked it here, and then coming down, so you've got if it's over 50mm, it's scrap. This is 30mm, but we have play coming from left to right. So once you have that play in the dual mass flywheel, it's fit for the bin. So we're going to put a new one in, put the gearbox in, and get this car back on the road, and hopefully the system bleeds out and she's good to go. Right, I have to lift this gearbox back up.